Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're going to be factoring some simple quadratic equations, or simple quadratic expressions rather. Okay, so in the first quadratic we have x squared plus 8x plus 15. Now we know that we're going to get two binomials multiplied by each other. We're going to have x plus a number times x plus a number. We got to figure out what those numbers are. Okay, so those numbers are going to multiply to give you 15 and add to give you 8. So they're going to give you a product of 15 and a sum of 8. So we need to find two numbers that are going to multiply to give you 15 and add to give you 8. You could try 1 times 15, but obviously those are not going to add up to give you 8. You could try, next one you could try is 3 times 5. And 3 plus 5 does equal 8. So it looks like 3 plus 5 are our numbers. So we can factor this as x plus 3 times x plus 5. And we can check our work to make sure that's correct. So we can check by multiplying this out using the FOIL method or some other method. So x times x is going to give me x squared, x times 5, 5x, 3 times x, 3x, 3 times 5 is 15. So it's x squared plus 8x plus 15, so that is correct. This is our correct factorized form. Okay, in the next equation, our next quadratic, we have x squared plus 10x plus 24. So we need to find numbers that multiply to give you 24, and they add to give you 10. So let's try a few numbers up. 1 times 24 is obviously not going to work. 2 times 12 will not add to give you 10. 3 times 8 doesn't work. 4 times 6, now those do add to give you 10. So we're going to use 4 and 6. Those are our numbers. So you're going to have x plus 4 times x plus 6 is your answer. Okay, and the next one. In the next one, we have y squared plus 4y plus 3. So we need to get a product of 3 and a sum of 4. Okay, so two numbers that multiply give you 3. There's only one possibility, 1 times 3, and 1 plus 3 does equal 4, so those are our numbers. You're going to have x plus 1 times x plus 3 is your answer. Okay, now another couple of examples. These involve some negatives. So in this expression we have a product equal to negative 15 and a sum of negative 2. So to get a product of negative 15, we can have 1 times negative 15, or we can have negative 1 times 15, but those won't give us a sum of negative 2. So let's try 3 and 5. 3 times negative 5, that one works because 3 plus negative 5 gives you negative 2. So our numbers are going to be 3 and negative 5. So we're going to have x plus 3 times x minus 5. Okay, and we could check that and multiply it out. You will get the original expression. Okay, next example. We need a product of 12 and a sum of negative 7. Okay, so two numbers that multiply give you 12. Now notice the sum is going to be negative 7. So we can't have two positive numbers multiply give you 12. They have to be two negative numbers that add to give you a negative number. And when you multiply two negative numbers together, you get a positive number. So let's try two negative numbers. If you did negative 1 times negative 12, if you add those, you would not get a negative 7. So let's try negative 3 and negative 4, and those will work. Those will multiply to give you positive 12, and they'll add to give you negative 7. So those are our two numbers. So we're going to have x minus 3 times x minus 4. Okay, in our final example, we need a product of negative 60 and a sum of 11. Okay, this one might be tricky because we have a lot of factors of 60. And the product's going to be negative 60, so one of the numbers has to be negative. So now we could try 1 and negative 60, but you're not even going to get close to 11. So to get close to a sum of 11, we're going to need numbers that are closer together, like, let's say 5 times negative 12, that gives you 60, but not even close to the sum of 11. So let's try other numbers, like 4 times negative 15. Now 4 times negative 15, if you add them, you get a sum of negative 11. So we're going to try negative 4 times positive 15, and they give you a sum of positive 11. So those are our numbers, 4 and 15, negative 4 and 15. So it's going to factor to x minus 4 times x plus 15.